I'm going to put this one, Charlie.
Here we are at Guild Street, which is a thriving and diverse and inclusive community which has been created by the Methodist Mission in collaboration with the Anglican Church. This project was really the brainchild of two extraordinary women here in Christchurch, Pam Sharp and Jill Hawkey, who work at the Methodist City Mission, and they saw this unused Anglican care land and had a brilliant idea for reusing houses that were used as temporary housing during the earthquake recovery. And what we find now behind us here is a wonderful, loving, inclusive community, 15 families with children, raising their children in what is a beautiful setting.
Strawberry and pumpkin and some lettuce.
After the earthquakes, there were a lot of houses that were built for people having their earthquake repairs done. They were relocatable houses placed on parks. When they were no longer needed, we were asked whether we would like to buy some. And so we said we'd like to buy 15 of them, having no idea where we were actually going to put them. And so we started looking for land. And after about 2 years, we came across a piece of land that was owned by Anglican Care, where a rest home and hospital had been destroyed in the earthquakes. So we negotiated with Anglican Care and they were kind enough to agree to lease us this land for 35 years. And so from there, the houses were transferred and we've got this fabulous new community on 15,000 square metres of land. So it's a beautiful patch of land, it's a great place for kids to grow up. I think it's been so successful because it's a great partnership between Anglican Care and the Christchurch Methodist Mission and the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. We've also had good support from the Wayne Francis Charitable Trust, who have provided the funding for the community development worker, and the local Methodist Synod provided half the money for the community house. So it's been a real collaboration. And then it's really about the whānau, the families who actually live in those houses, and the way that they've got on board with building this really strong sense of community.
This community and those houses around here has mean a lot to me, and also my family as well. It's because we've been house to house. It was quite cold and not safe for our kids, but thank God we found this place, and we feel more comfortable. And then also, it's not only that, but people around here, when we move here, feel like a family.
We have the Dunedin studies, and there's world studies on what a child needs to thrive. We know that if a child gets to live in a house and go to a local kindergarten or preschool and school and be part of a community and be supported through that they will thrive. But if they're shifted from house to house because, for whatever reasons, they're evicted, their families are evicted, then every time they do that, that child goes back. And every time a child doesn't go to school, they go back. And so all of those things are bad indicators for things to come. So I think that it sounds simple, and it should be simple, but we have, I guess, government departments that don't talk to each other about all these things. It would be really great if we just, held the child in our hand when we made our decisions about all these things, actually.
One of the unique characteristics of this community is that there is a house that's set aside as a community house, and there's also a full-time community development manager on site. It really has helped to gel the community and build the bridges and connections between the different households as they've settled in and moved into their new homes. What it's also done is provided a resource and an advocate to support the households to get a whole range of other services that they may need to tap into. Those can be simple things like financial literacy and financial capability, and run all the way through into physical and mental health services.
A normal day would just be with the intention of meeting the residents as well, to see how they're going, and if there are things that some residents would need. I'm the initial person of contact. If there are problems, they would tell me or talk to me. Sometimes they may not be related to community, but they just tell me, and I could pass it on to the right person or to the right agency. And if there's any help that I can give, I'll be the first person of contact.
Renee, he's really kind and caring, and he would always bake us cookies, which are really good. They're like they're like the 9th best cookies I've ever tasted. And I enjoy when he helps us out. Like, he also sometimes plays volleyball with us and basketball, and he even sometimes watches us when we play outside.
The community house is like the hub for the children after school. It's just a place where hang out or have something to eat or just do some arts. They may not have that space at home because their moms and dads would also be busy with the preparation for dinner or whatever. So what we want to offer is that I'm here, we are here, and they have a safe place for their kids and for themselves.
One of the learnings that we've gained from this is that us as a community, an NGO or a community housing provider, we can provide housing if we have the land. And so it's like, if people free up land for us and then the government comes on board and offers us some funding to actually put the houses up, it's actually an amazing partnership. It all works together. So that's our learning. It's like, let's don't do it alone. Let's do it as a collective across NGO, government, churches.
Community housing has got a real strength in that we're based in local communities. And so we have an understanding of the community, and that we know what kind of wraparound supports people need in order to sustain their tenancies. So I think what's different often between us and Kaingaora is the level of support, whether it be social service support, whether it be community development workers, that are provided in the housing developments that we do.
The kids are open to tell me that they're very happy with being here. I believe that when a child feels safe in an environment, whether it's home or a community, he or she would have that confidence as well as the ability to handle things herself or himself, and feel safe and be happy.
Guild Street is a really good example of the sort of innovation you get from community housing providers who really understand the local unmet need and deliver a thriving and diverse outcome like this. This is a great example of community housing at its best. It's got all of the main ingredients: collaboration, innovation, all sorts of things happen to make this project a success. These are permanent homes for these whānau, so for as long as they want to live here and raise their children in this area, that's as long as they can stay.